If you're ready to choose more than just a car and experience more than just a ride, come choose from our huge selection of new Mazdas and save with low 0.9% financing. It's time to move and be moved in your new Mazda from Team Mazda on Airline.
Surprise.
Ah! Oh, God.
Happy Mardi Gras, everybody. 7:03. Look at you. You're so tall, I can't even get the top of the hat. Oh, there we go.
You have the head for that hat.
What does that mean?
That's a compliment.
You all been jeweled and dazzled over there.
You got full disclosure.
Look, Jeff was rocking a fedora.
Oh, look
He
at
sure
that.
is.
It's killing.
Yeah, you're snazzy, Jeff. You look good with the
it's
tie
so
and
good.
toe.
That's
Yeah.
not, don't,
Full
wide
disclosure,
shot. Yeah.
our
Yes.
entire set, courtesy of Matt Williams. You're such a team player. You always, from poinsettias
Oh,
at Christmas
this was not
to
a
this.
thing.
Johnny,
Look at you.
Johnny looks like Kim Mulkey's crazy uncle right now.
I love Jeff. I do. That's hilarious. Yes.
How's Coach
I
feeling these
see
days?
a resembling.
Oh,
yes.
gosh.
I love it.
That's a good looking hat on you, my man.
Yeah, it does.
good
With
looking
all
hat.
the Mardi Gras colors going.
Right. So happy Mardi
That is
Gras.
so awesome.
Everybody.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's got
adds
the
flair.
wires, and you can just bend it all sorts of ways.
Well, who needs a good umbrella?
I ran into like 3 or 4 cameras gently this morning. Like I was trying to manipulate this. I had the hat on this morning. I was
Yeah.
walking around. This is wider than you think it is, and
How
I
are
just
your
kept banging into things.
blinders? Can you see around you, your peripheral vision?
The peripherals, it's weird. It's off-putting. You should stay off-putting.
That
That's what it
is awesome.
Anyway, so
That's awesome.
happy Mardi Gras, everybody. We're trying to get a little celebration in. We'll talk about the forecast here in a quick minute
Look at
because
that.
that looks good
Jeff
on
Morrow
Jeff.
folk.
That's a
Yeah, you
great
do.
thing on Jeff. You
That
do
should be an
rock a
everyday
fedora.
thing.
I can rock a fedora.
Yeah, you can. Okay, Jeff
Not gonna
Morrow, I
deny
like
it.
that
That's
Pretty good.
confidence. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I'm just trying to get the festivities going
Yeah.
here. Because of the rain on our parade,
Yeah.
we're still having the parades. We're going
We
to talk
are.
about that in a minute.
We are.
But look, today's all about celebrating, right? We're already in the beginning of March, marking a new month before we get to the Lenten
And Roots
season.
had some good festival weather this year with the Spanish. That was fantastic Saturday. The
Yeah,
weather.
And they've rescheduled Mid-City Grow. That was
They
our
did.
one
Yeah,
parade
that's
that
true.
kind of had to move.
did.
But they're
Yeah.
going to do it next weekend.
Right,
and
right.
the weather on next Sunday, I think
Sure.
is when they're doing it. Looks good.
It does look good. And what's so crazy, we were just talking about, I can't
I
stand
can't
this
take you
guy.
seriously.
He's
No,
crazy.
Looking at him.
Bobby's in there
hard
punching
to-
the close-up. It's getting even tighter and tighter every time.
Hard to take you serious with serious.
Here we go. Ooh, you handsome devil, you. Look at him.
Zoom out, Bobby. And so the Mardi Gras season is so stretched out. Well, okay, so we got Mardi Gras this weekend, or
Yes.
this weekend, and then we've got so stretched out like my hat. Yes, thank you. And then next weekend we are. You miss
Oh,
me.
there
You
we
miss
go.
me. And then we got parade rescheduled for next weekend, and then the weekend after that, St. Patty's Day parade.
Oh, man.
It's going to be like, it was going to parade all year.
Why not?
Well,
Doesn't that
we're pretty
seem
good
very
at it.
fitting for Louisiana?
Yes.
New Orleans parade's also getting moved past actual Mardi Gras Day.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we got Zulu and Rex. We're both rolling
Yeah.
early and shorter
Right on.
routes, a little bit shorter routes,
Yeah.
and a little bit quicker.
Some of them trying to get in, making sure like the big floats are out there, and then
Yeah.
taking away some of the human marching aspects, like bands and marching bands and people, that kind of thing. Just trying to be as careful as possible while trying to get in as much as
New Orleans
possible.
knows how to modify.
Oh, they
They'll
have.
adjust.
They sure
Yeah,
do. I
absolutely.
just thought the funniest thing was the superintendent of the New Orleans Police Department,
Yeah.
Ann Kirkpatrick,
Yeah, yeah.
saying, "Pee before you
before you
parade."
go. Pee
That needs to
before
be
you
on a
go.
shirt. Pee before
And
you
the reason,
parade.
because she took the parade, they had to take the porta potties off the parade
Right.
routes.
You don't
because
want
of
those flinging around
No.
in the high wind.
What tips over when that tips over?
Oh, no.
Well, you don't want to be in one either.
Thank you.
That
Do you
is a
speak from
horror movie.
experience?
No, not at all.
This
But
sounds like
just
look, we've
saying.
all been down to Mardi Gras and had some rough days, nights,
Yes.
or weeks.
Well, can I
Oh,
tell one
boy.
of my favorite Mardi Gras stories?
Yes, please, and thank you.
I was with, at the time, Lauren Westbrook, Greg Merriweather, Steve Caparotto. We were at Ronna Corrente, our old
There's a
general
crew.
manager's house.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day parade. There's a porta potty along the route as you walk
No,
to the
no.
overpass. And so Greg is in line to use the porta potty. A woman comes out and she goes, "Hey, look, it's Jay Grimes." And he says, "Not quite." And then walks in, doesn't even
So
correct
close.
it. He says, "Not quite."
So close. So close.
Jay's a little taller than Greg.
Oh, yeah, just a little bit.
It's one of my favorite things is like sometimes depending on where I'll go, that kind of thing. It's always, hey, the weather guy. We're all weather guys. We're all the weather.
Well,
Yeah.
no. I'm the news guy.
Are you really?
The weather guys are the news guys, and I guess the news people are the
That's
weather people. Yeah,
hilarious.
no, you're the news guy.
Yeah.
And I tell him, I'm trying to be polite. You know, I'm not smart enough to be the weather guy, but I stand next to him every single morning. I try to soak in what he's got to say. But yeah, no, hey, weather guy, but not close.
Now I'm the umbrella commercial guy.
Oh, I love it.
That's
If you haven't seen it, you
My
gotta
wife
look out
loves
for
it.
it. Me
She's
too.
like, and I really haven't heard it. Most of it.
We
Because
keep
we just kind of
seeing it.
see it here,
Yeah.
but we don't have the volume here. But like heard it for the first time the other day, and it's hilarious. And my wife literally laughing.
We're filming a sequel.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh, you got to be on the lookout for that. Did you get an umbrella? That's what I have to know.
But you'll find
No,
out.
I didn't.
I was
what
gonna
a
say, are
tease.
you in this? 'Cause
He's
you
been,
No, I
you know,
didn't.
he's been doing
I'm-
alter egos to try to get an umbrella on that. He's trying to be other people.
I am. They found my URL, so no matter what I use, what email I use, they come to me and go.
It's you.
But getting back to your hat,
No, don't. We got to
you
go to
look
leather.
like Sister Betril. I'm old enough to remember the
Fill me in.
Flying Nun.
Oh.
Do you remember the
He can
Flying
fly
Nun?
with
You're
that.
almost old
Of course
enough.
I do.
can
You
fly
look
with
like the
that.
Flying Nun.
Oh, well, here's the thing. We do have to actually get to the forecast because it is critically important. It's red for a reason back here.
Wear that this afternoon, you'll take off.
I won't get a drop of rain on me. So what are we thinking about the timing on this line of storms coming through here?
Yeah, so we're probably looking at the afternoon for us
Gotcha.
locally. If you're
Okay.
heading to New Orleans, like this camera shot is right here with our Sky 9 camera, we're talking about around dusk into the sunset evening period. So that's when the weather's really going to be bad there. But for us right now, a live look at our First Alert Radar network, things are still very quiet here locally. Now, the action is going to pick up on our First Alert Radar network later on this afternoon. Temperatures right now, if you're ready to step out the door, maybe heading to those parades that have moved up into those morning hours, we're in the 60s right now, so low to mid 60s, but we're going to climb quickly into the 70s later on this morning. So maybe just a sweatshirt for the time being, but probably stripping that into the short sleeves later on today. Winds are starting to elevate. You can see some wind gusts in the teens and 20-mile-per-hour range, but as we get deeper into the day, we're expecting those winds to continue to elevate. So expect sustained winds upwards of 20 to 30 miles per hour here in Baton Rouge, with wind gusts maybe as high as tropical storm force, which is about 40 miles per hour or higher. So again, Mardi Gras parades have been adjusted. You can see that the Lions Club and the Community Center here in New Road is going to be rolling in a matter of an hour or two, and you can see that temperature expected to be climbing from the 60s into the 70s, and they did a good job because notice the rain chance really not going to be present. So we're going to keep things dry. It's just the wind that we're going to have to keep an eye on as we get deeper into the morning and those breezy conditions begin to materialize. Now, in terms of the severe weather threat, that is expected during the afternoon. So again, the timing kind of noon to 5 o'clock here locally. You see the orange shade of color. That is the enhanced risk. That is a 3 out of 5 on the threat scale. Now, during the overnight forecast outlook from the Weather Service, they expanded it farther to the southeast and to the south, so it now encompasses Metro Baton Rouge and Metro New Orleans, along with this striping. We call that hatching, which means that we have a greater risk for even stronger elements of severe weather. So we're talking about wind gusts within thunderstorms of 70+ miles per hour, and tornadoes, if they develop, could be EF2 or stronger. Damaging wind being the primary concern, but closely there behind, isolated tornadoes could be in the mix. We can't rule out large hail, but it's going to be a distant third issue on our forecast. So let's look at the timing of when all this is expected to kind of make its way through. You can see with Futurecast how rains start to make their way in as we head towards the afternoon. This is paused at 2 o'clock. So clustering in line of showers and thunderstorms rolling through. Embedded within that could be 1 or 2, possibly even more severe weather. And you can see how they have almost this appendage-like feature to them, and that is the model picking up on the possibility of wind shear or rotation in the atmosphere. And again, heading into New Orleans as we go into the evening hours, so around 6:30. Here's the good news in terms of rain amounts: manageable, less than an inch of rainfall for most locations. So we're not talking about a overall flood concern, but the wind threat is going to be persistent through a good chunk of the day. Again, high wind warning in place. We could see some wind gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour. The good news here, once we get through today, the weather improves for much of the rest of the week. As we go into the weekend, though, another storm threat arrives on Saturday, and Johnny keeps complaining about it. But we are going to lose an hour of sleep Saturday into Sunday because we spring forward, but that does mean that sunset gets pushed back an hour. So we'll go from around 6:09 for a sunset on Saturday to 7:09 on, 6:09 Saturday to 7:09 on Sunday.
No, that's confusing. Thank you, Jeff. Good morning, everybody. Get right back out to our map. The map here in the Baton Rouge area looks pretty good. No problems in and through Baton Rouge. We're not expecting any today. A lot of folks are closed. Schools are out. We'll get to some degree of normal starting tomorrow. Certainly Thursday and Friday will be busy with a lot of the schools will be back in session for the last couple of days of the week. Right now, we'll enjoy it while we can. Drive times are all normal. 12 minutes after 6 o'clock on Carnival 2025. We are your Mardi Gras headquarters, and we'll be back with 9 News Now and more in just a moment. Rocking the hat.
It's all things Mardi Gras.
It sure is. Look, we've got parades rolling right now. In fact, in the Crescent City, Zulu's already rolling.
Right.
Rex will follow. Matt Venezia, Brandon Shackelford, they're in New Roads for the big parades there.
Liam Combs out in Mamou.
Mamu.
Yes.
Chasing them
Clear,
chickens.
yes.
We
They're
always
getting
send
excited.
the rookie out to Mamu.
It's required.
It's
It
fun to
is.
see how they do.
Well, it's always fun to see what do I do? What do I
Correct.
bring? What do I wear? What do I expect?
Correct.
They
Send them out
chase
there.
a what?
That's right.
They
In
get
the
on
mud
horses?
and jump off.
He was in the
just
break room,
wait.
Liam. He said, what's your advice? I said, when the chickens are turned loose, get out the way.
Good
It's
advice
crazy.
just day to day. It is. You can watch his story tonight on 5 and 6 o'clock. It's going to be great to see. We've got crews all over the place. We love today because it's a celebration of Louisiana.
So send us your photos, send us your videos of celebrating as well. You can find it at WAFB.com. Share your stories. I'm sure it'll be better than this.
Send us all your pictures of Matt Williams in that hat.
That's good.
Anchored by the performance and reliability of the Civic and Accord, Honda has once again been named the best car brand for the 4th year running by U.S. News & World Report. Come see the lineup of award-winning Hondas at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Seagan Lane.